Hi, my name is Stella Xu. I'm John R. Turbyfill Endowed Chair and Professor of History at Roanoke College. So Roanoke College is a liberal arts college located in southwestern Virginia. It's about a 3.5-hour drive to Washington, D.C. Roanoke College now, we have about like 2,000 students there. So one thing that could surprise many people's understanding of Roanoke College is that Roanoke College is one of the first U.S. colleges and universities to host Korean students from 1890s. At that time, there's no particular major of the field of interest for students. I actually take a look at the student transcript, and it turned out it is indeed of liberal arts education. So mostly they take a very basic but also very important subjects. I actually took a look at the Kim Gyu-sik's transcript from 1890s, and the subject could be chemistry, mathematics, English, but more importantly, they put a lot of attention to the education of foreign language. So Dr. Kim Gyu-sik at Roanoke College, he studied French, German, Latin, and other foreign languages, and that really helped him to become a diplomat for Korean provisional government when he went to Paris for the peace conference. Yes, Kim Gyu-sik, he came to study at Roanoke College in 1897, and he came as a sub-freshman, and from 1898 he became freshman and official student at Roanoke College. And he was famous not only for his accomplishment for Korean independence movement, but also to us, he was famous for his affection for his alma mater. So I'm impressed that in 1946, Kim Gyu-sik donated $1,000 to Roanoke College, and we all know that Kim Gyu-sik lived in poverty, in exile in China, and all the earnings he made, he mostly used them to support the Korean independence movement. But nonetheless, in 1946, he knows that he won't be lived too long, so he probably have donated all he had at that time to Roanoke College. That actually had said how much he loved his alma mater. Yeah, it's actually it's very rare for any foreigners to visit Salem because Salem is a small town. And then when Mr. and Mrs. Lee Chae-young came to visit, it was a big news and a big event for the local community. Mr. Lee Chae-young, he actually mostly did his official job. He actually asked questions. He looked at the classroom. He checked all the facilities to make sure that this is a good place for Korean students to study. But more impressive part is Mrs. Lee Chae-young. So she highly impressed the local people, not only of her proficient English, but also she was quite outspoken and quite honest of her observation. But altogether, both Mr. and Mrs. Lee Chae-young, they were deeply impressed of Roanoke College, and then they both had an interview with the local newspaper, Roanoke Times, and then they both declared, "Oh, we do believe Roanoke College is a good place for Korean boys to study." When I started working at Roanoke College, I myself was very curious because Roanoke College seems, even today, a lot of Americans, they don't really know where is Roanoke College. So I started looking at the college archive, and I am so impressed by the goodwill gesture from our third president, Dr. Julius Strayer. So it started from him. He visited Washington, D.C., and he wanted to know more about Korea. So basically, he came to this building, this very building. He knocked the door and he handed over his business card, and he wanted to talk about Roanoke College and he wanted to know more about Korea. So that's how he met Mr. Lee Chae-young, and that's how it started that Roanoke College started to host a number of Korean students to study there. on the one hand, we are proud of Roanoke College being one of the first U.S. colleges to host the Korean students. But on the other hand, we also have to say after 1930s, we rarely have any Korean students. So from 1930s to about like 2000, we probably occasionally have one Korean student once in a while. So the connection sort of disconnected for a long time. So after I started working at Roanoke College, I really tried my best because I myself was deeply touched by this goodwill connection. I really want to restore this goodwill connection as well. So from 2006, I started to teach classes about East Asia with focus on Korea, and also I took students to Korea for research as well. So for the recent 10 years, I took two groups of students to Korea, and one time is 2018, and one time is this year, 2023, and always a research grant from Asian Network. So all research was funded. So students deeply enjoyed their experience in Korea, and also our students, they were very proud of this early connection of Roanoke College, of this global education as well. So in the future, I want to continue to treasure this connection and have more students to do research about Korea, and we are also hoping there are more people from Korea come to visit us.